Okay, so in this episode we'll be looking at functions and then function parameters. All right, so let's go back. As we already have this, now when you click on this thing, it doesn't do anything, so we need to create a function. Right now, there are two main ways you can do this. We can either create an internal function, and that function is going to be we are just going to change this, or either you can make this icon button, or we can just make it an inkwell. I think we should go with an inkwell. Okay, icon button. So icon button, no icons, sorry, icon button. Okay, so on press is the function, right? And then we have this, and then here the icon is what? Icon, let's see, icons that delete. Okay, this is not really going to delete it, but you just want to see something. So when we have this, you say print deleted. Okay, so let's go back to our console. So what we mean is that if you click on this, it should just print deleted in the console. I mean, that's not what you'll be looking at. Now let's come back to this. Should we do it here? Yes. So we can add where should we put this? Let's go to pure dat. Okay, let's have a function like void. You know the return types, right? We have void, so let's get name. Now this is a function that returns nothing, right? So basically what you can do is to be printing something here, right? But here we have this, right? I think I already talked about parameters. So functions, right? No, so whatever value we pass here, let's see if it's a card. Do we have, oh no, let's do this inside this, the main. Okay, so I have this function here, get name, right? I can create a new instance of a class. Let me just create should I do that? No, let me just do everything here. Let's go. This is function add, right? So when we say add, we can say let's see int result equals 2 plus 3, 2 plus 4, and then you see print result so I'm just going to pass this function. So I'm just going to add a floating action button, and then sorry, and then the unpressed, I'm going to pass the function up there, which is add. So I think, can I add the add here? Add, right? So this is the add. No, there should be another closing curly bracket here. So this is the floating action button. So when I click on it, you see add 2 plus 4. So it's just as it. We don't want it like that. What if you want to supply the values you want to add? So here we can say int a and say int b. Now we can see result is equal to e plus b. and then this should, now because we've added this is what we call parameters. Okay, so parameters have the data type and then the variable name. Okay, so it's just a declaration of a variable. That means it expects that the values you are going to supply here should be an int and then an int. Sorry. So when we call this here, we can then pass our argument. Okay, these are parameters. The values we enter into the function itself is what we call argument. So the first one I'm going to say 2, comma, and the next one I'm going to say 7. But this, we can't execute this because it's void. So can I put this here? Hey, what is this? What's it asking me to do? Fine, I'm just going to cut this away, and then it doesn't want a void function, so I'm just going to put it here and then place this in. Okay, so that when you tap on the action button, it should print 2 plus 7, which is 9. If I'm to change this to 91, it should give us what? 93. So 2 plus 7, 93. So this is basically parameters. Okay, I already talked about parameters in classes, so basically it's the same thing. I can say, I can change this to named parameters. So I can say string name, and then string int age, right? So this should be required because I'm giving it as a name parameter. So you just put the required attribute here, string name. Okay, there's a variable called dynamic, right? We don't pass dynamic. Dynamic simply means that we don't know the data type, so it can be anything. Okay, so let me just change this. So here I'm just going to say print my name is, and then this, right? Because it is in a string, you use the $sign and then you supply the name, right? And the next one is, and I am to age years old. Okay, so this is that. I just want to change this to int. So required int. So when we come all the way down here, then we can supply add, say, Kweku, and then no, because it is a named parameter, so we say name, and then we can say Kweku, and we come to age, and then we see 12. Sorry, it's not a string, so 12, right? So when I press this button, it says my name is Kweku and I'm 12 years old. You get it? Let's insert it. No, we don't want to insert it. Let's insert it somewhere. So I'm going to add size box, and I'll give it a height of 100. I'm just creating a space, right? So the height of 100, and I'll put a text there. So what this text should do is that it should return the value of, so let me copy this function. I know it won't work, but you just need to see it either ways. So let me copy this. Okay, let me just go ahead and explain it. Now we see void, right? Void simply means it does not return any value, but the return value of any function can be any data type. So here we can make it something like string. So if you say string add, it means that it should return a string. So here, instead of printing this, you can just say return. You can take away the curly the bracket, return then. So this is more like creating a function, sorry, a variable that returns a value. Okay, so string add is equal to then, so that in here we can say, you can create a global a variable and say that so we create a variable. So yeah, I say string info. Okay, so let me just do it like this and make it nullable like this. Okay, if you don't want trouble, you can also make it equal to this, right? And then here you see that when you click on this, info should be equal to this. So I will wrap this in a set state so that we can see the changes immediately. Alright, so here you just pass info here. Why am I getting this? Okay, constant. So I'll just change the constant from here. Right, so let me add constants everywhere. So we have a test here. Because we've not clicked, info is blank, right? So it's an empty string. So when you click on this button, you should display my name is Kuku and I'm 12 years old. So that's about void and then return functions. I just wanted to show this, but you learn more as you get along. Okay.